right, welcome to the Collapse Experiment, where today we are talking about this guy here, Ramon Villalobos, Village of Wolves. Uh, that could be an appropriate name for him and his cronies, who drove Ed Piskor to self-deletion. I don't know if that's an acceptable term for YouTube, but quite frankly, I don't give a crap about YouTube policies. I'm not monetized and probably never will be, and because it's not a free speech platform. So, this guy, Ramon. Now, I had to actually look him up because I'm not familiar with any of his work. It looks like he's in the mainstream Marvel DC industry, and for the life of me, I don't know why. So, try to find some images of. Oh, there he is. Yeah, this is Ramon. Let's click on that. So, kind of a healthy looking dude. Yeah, let's look at this one right here. You know who this reminds me of? This guy right here. Except this guy was a hero. He pulled McCall out of danger when the Russians came to slaughter everybody at the local. Was it Home Depot? Was it Lowe's? I don't know. I'm gonna leave that up for debate. But yeah, there's two big differences between that guy and this guy. This one killed a dude. Yeah, he drove somebody to self-deletion by not being a good person online. So yeah, that is Ramon Villalobos in a nutshell. And we're gonna go over a few other things that I've saved over here on the in the bookmarks because I wanted to make sure I had stuff lined up to record this. So let's start with. Let's just go down the list, shall we? And this is, yeah, it wants me to sign up. I'm not a fan of X anymore because for some reason it does not give me notifications of people I actually follow. It gives me a bunch of other garbage, and I have a feeling it's because of the content of the people that I follow. So, Bosch Foston. Ed Piskor damned these people in his self-deletion note. We've got Daryl Io Braithwaite, Raymond Villalobos, number 2, Cam Del Rosario, JB Rowe, Molly Wright. She's on my shit list. We'll be covering her soon, possibly next. Evan Dorkin, and Alex DeCampi, who I covered in the last video. I'm sure comics journalists who are broken up about his death are getting to the bottom of why he named and shamed them. Well, somebody is, and you're currently watching the video, because nobody else seems to be doing it. I don't understand. There's a lot of people out there that are complaining about the Eisner Awards nominating DeCampi and also nominating Piskor at the same time, who unfortunately is not with us. Therefore, his family and this bitch right here are going to be in the same room to find out who won what awards. They really thought that one through. You got to give it to these corporate a-holes. So yeah, this is a list of people who he outright named in his note. And you see that Villalobos is on there. So, moving on to the next tab. How did those blamed, in quotes, in the note, respond? Yeah, that's a good question. I like this one. Apparently their name is deleted, but this one caught my eye. We all know a dude like Villalobos that runs around white knighting for ladies. They're not ladies. without being asked whenever there is the slightest opportunity to do so. And we all know why. Because, somebody that big and cuddly has no problem with the ladies. So, yeah, he's one of those dudes that Joe Rogan has called out on a few occasions. And who do we have? What else do we have here? Seems from the comments that those people are bastards and the true cancer of society. I I don't know if I could have said it any better. They'll twist and turn the situation to their favor. Apparently, this is from the UK. Sneaking like bad-mouthed snakes anytime they want to. Not only they don't give a s about murdering Eddie P, they are now actually getting social points for being victims. That is what's pissing me off. Oh, I had to hide on X because so many people were attacking me over what he did. Well, yeah, there's good reason for it. Don't don't you consider Ed didn't name him in order for justice to be made, but to indirectly tell his peers and whoever cared about him to avoid them at all cost. I could not find, aside from these people ridiculing him online for different things and trying to pull him into something called Comicsgate, I don't know if they ever worked together. It just seems like they're in the industry and these people were just pissed off because this guy was actually good at what he did. I'm glad he named those assholes, honestly. I'm glad I know that they buried him, and glad they now can now we can see their sneaky leech behavior happening under our very eyes. Were they resembling any form of human with a genuine soul, they would at least leave the internet. But no, some of them will keep haunting Twitter and the talentless sides of comics world forever. Yeah, we're gonna get into that because this Villalobos guy, I don't know how he's in the industry. I really don't. I looked him up to see like what exactly he does, and it's seriously middle school slash high school doodling that I saw back in the 90s is what I would compare it to. And this guy is like, he's got to be in his 30s at least. And yet, it doesn't look like his artwork has gotten any better over the years. I don't think these people are in the forgiveness game. Not that forgiveness was required in Eddie's. Yeah, no shit. No forgiveness. So that's kind of my policy on this one. Is there's just some things that you do in life that you cannot be forgiven for, and this is one of them. The fact that how horrible these people are, it's absolutely disgusting. Like, yeah, he lost his life. These people should not have a career. They should be the dishwasher at your local restaurant. Uh, think of like the worst jobs, and I've been a dishwasher. It has its perks, but 90% of it is just it's a crap job. That is where these people should be. That man is a genuine psychopath. Same with the CGers and the Whisper Network. Both as bad as each other. Yeah. I hear narcissist a lot about these people. I actually watched the video and he's against Alex DeCampi anyway. The title seemed like he was in favor of her. Pretty confused. LOL. If you see any of the tweets or vids when Ed initially got in trouble, he was goofing on him. Don't let this revision seem like he's on Ed's side. None of these guys liked Ed because he didn't feature certain artists from certain sides of belief. Yeah. No kidding. Apparently, DeCampi also went after Piskor for saying in an interview or one of his videos that he voted for Trump. That's no reason to harass anybody. Like, bitch, we don't like who you voted for. I don't even know who you voted for. I already don't like it. The fact that you voted kind of disgusts me, DeCampy. And as for Villalobos, let's see his Instagram. Pretty sure I have it on here. Instagram right here. So this is the Ramon Villalobos. He's got over 1,000 posts, and in between this one and this one is when stuff went down with Ed Piskor, and yeah, you don't really see. Oh, this is new. Apparently, he's getting into pro wrestling and Sting. So, honestly, and I'm not just being a dick because of what he did. This is from 20 years of collecting and reading comics, going to graphic design school myself, doing indie stuff 20 years ago. And no, I haven't drawn anything in years. I'm not in that business. I'm not in that hobby now as it is. But if I was running a company and somebody sent me something like this right here, this is not something I would consider professional grade comic art. This, on the other hand, I actually thought this was pretty good. I think for some reason, and Hitler had the same problem, for some reason, this guy cannot draw people. He cannot draw the human body. Like, even here, his perspective is off. The shoes are big. It gets really tiny. I see what he's trying to do, but yeah, there's something wonky there. These guys, yeah, the abs are wrong. This guy skips leg day. Some of the detail in here looks all right, but the torsos, this guy in particular, I don't know who this is supposed to be based on. It's like Merman or some shit. Yeah, there's just something off here. Huge hand. Hand is almost the same size as a dude's head. This one is in proportion. Yeah, there's a lot going on here that could easily be corrected by just doing just some practice, honestly. This one kind of weirds me out. It's almost like, again, weird abs. I don't know of any dude that has abdominal muscles like this. The head, the face, like everything, like why is it the ear coming out of like the side of the cheek? That's kind of weird. The ear's not really defined. It's almost like some type of birth defect. The coat is hiding a lot. I understand he's trying to play along with the Barbie movie theme here and put something out to bring attention to his page. Could have spent some time on it. Donald Trump. Yeah, this is trying to look like something Robert Crumb might have drawn, but yeah, the face is a little off. And yeah, that could have used some work too. What else do we have? Oh, this one is horrible. I did not like this one either. This one kind of reminded me of Rob Liefeld back in the day. I never liked his artwork. I don't understand. I never bought any of his comics, honestly. I think there was a few I picked up out of the quarter bin back in the day, and it was, X-Force? Didn't enjoy the comics because everything seemed to be like a weird splash page, or it was posing shit like this where like nothing's happening, there's nothing in the background, you're supposed to just assume they're flying through the air. Again, perspective is completely off. Is she sitting and the foot is out? Is she flying through the air? Have no idea. Um, Body proportions are way off. He must like them thick. Um, yeah, everything with this is definitely off. Why has she got one katana and then there's like one straight edge blade over here? Just weird combinations. This one, not bad. I'm gonna say not bad. He spent time on this. It's kind of weird that I don't know if this is supposed to be semen. Was he watching Alien recently with the android? I don't know what is going on here. Is it supposed to be blood? First question. Um, Otherwise, it looks like what's his name was skeeting in the room and something went wrong. So yeah, but the anatomy is good. Good shading. It's just some of this other stuff is kind of wonky. But this was probably one of the better pieces I saw in here, aside from this. And there's another one I noticed earlier. Yeah, this is like straight out of high school type stuff. Um, Honestly, some of his comic pages aren't all that bad, which I'm wondering if it has more to do with like, you know, do you have to pay him in order to get some decent quality work out of him, or I don't know. Definitely a Bernie Sanders fan. I'm looking for Howard the Duck. I guess this is okay, except he looks like a member of the Village People. He's not trying to get with chicks like in the movie. Oh, where was it? There was one in particular, and it was Usagi Ojumbo. And, like, even here, this is kind of wonky, too. Like, again, perspective makes it look like the anatomy is off. But hey, if you can get paid to do stuff like this, I guess good on you. I don't know. I'd be kind of pissed if I paid $2.99, $3.99. Here we go for a comic, and that was the quality of the artwork I'm getting in it. This I didn't think was all that bad. Uh, Usagi Ojumbo, I'm a fan of that comic back in the day. Stuff like this, I think he's got a strong point in. But as for doing people, not good. Definitely political. I voted. He was a Bernie fan. Some kind of Mexican samurai, six-string samurai rabbit. I don't know. But interesting. Again, better, but it's also not doing human anatomy. I have a feeling, because I did see Community College Dropout. Was he not doing good in the actual art classes? I don't know. I learned a lot in mine. We had a lot of like nude models, stuff like that. We concentrated a lot on actual anatomy, shading, bone structure, skin. Didn't so much get into hair. The semester wasn't that long. But yeah, that actually helped me out a lot. And I feel like this guy has a lot of learning to do. And for some reason, he's in the industry. I don't get it. Okay, so moving on. Skip that one. My shit opinion no one asked for. This is kind of a long one, but I wanted to point it out in case anybody else wanted to look it up. Buckle up, Buttercups. This is a long one. Direct at whom, you may ask? Well, at future me, I suppose. This goes on and on about the Ed Piskor situation. Talking about justice for the victims and who's really the victim here. Rob Liefeld. I haven't actually seen anything that he posted about it. He looked like Jared Leto. But no, Ed wasn't kicking back from this unless, of course, he looked like Jared Leto. When people already have a defined notion about you, they will always reset back to it. Iron Mike could kick back from his proved crimes because, well, people think he's fucking cool. Yeah, Mike Tyson. He went to prison for, I believe it was rape. And now he's just a cool pot dealing former boxer. But little old Ed, nah. People already judged him the moment they saw him. Yeah, and this is a long post. It's worth reading. And there's some good comments afterwards, which are also really long posts regarding as to the Ed's burner was him defending himself with PA page of consent law information, that he was following Comicsgate people, and that he was queer bashing people. Well, guess what? Ed is gone, and that burner account is still tweeting. Yeah, DeCampi fucking lied about that too. Once Ed died, she deleted a bunch of her tweets on the matter. Uh-huh. That's what people mean when they talk about fanning the flames or dogpiling people. If this situation is serious and you're just out there advocating for the victim as opposed to settling personal scores or making yourself look like a social media saint, then seriously talk about it like an adult and don't post hearsay, bullshit, and outright lies. Yeah, that chick, Dwyer, I'll be covering her too, because she's got, for being in her early 20s, she's got a really fucking shady past, and she also deleted her Instagram account. I wonder why. Well, I found some reasons why, and we'll get into that later. I'll be posting that tomorrow. So, yeah, this is this the Justice for Comics? Or no, this is... Oh, man. Let's move on to this one. So this is some of Ramon's posts where he's being racist. Ramon Villalobos seems to be a bad guy. This guy has not only made racist comments, as his post on X referenced above, and was also named in Ed Piskor's self-deletion note as a contributing factor in Ed's mental decline. For me, going forward, I will no longer purchase any comic books with his art. I don't really call it art. I already went over that. But yeah, comics is uniquely unqualified to speak to this moment because most of the creators are white. Editorial is white. The corporations run shit have always upheld the status quo, and there's a pretty large subset of the fan base that are like racist scum. All that said, I love comics. Nobody asked for your racist opinion, dude. Racist? Yeah. That is a two-way street. I'm sick and tired of everybody being called racist except the actual racist. This article is pretty interesting, also covering Ramon, the myth of cancel culture. Cancel culture isn't real until it is. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. The same people who indulge in cancel culture are the ones that are engaging in it. So, what do we have here? Then the dogpiling began. Let's just skip to the point. Completely unverifiable accusations were lobbed from other corners. Classic comic book cancel culture mob leaders like Ramon Villalobos and Alex DeCampi called their followers together to figuratively crucify Piskor, costing him some big opportunities. Yeah. Could we, I don't know, somehow cost DeCampi her Eisner nomination in some way? Like, could we bitch enough to where these people actually listen to the fans and say, hey, she was nominated several times before, she didn't earn the fucking award, and she's not earning it now. Stop with the bullshit. The end result was Piskor self-deleting. Obviously, there were other mental health issues at work, but having your career destroyed by cancel culture sure didn't help. People like DeCampi and Villalobos have declared themselves judge, jury, and in this case, executioners. Well said. To be clear, the Piskor situation is not the same as a questionable tweet. It does show how far cancel culture can take things. In both cases, no one was charged with anything yet. An online mob showed up demanding justice. For Hart and Gun, jobs were lost and recovered. For Piskor, someone was pushed over an edge there's no coming back from. Yeah, these people, I don't want to see them on the internet anymore, ever. Like, I don't want to hear about them. I don't want to hear, like, oh, Villalobos is working on the latest. Fill in the blank of any comic book whatsoever. The dude should be working in some weird Mexican biker tattoo shop and maybe show up on, what is that show? Inked? Where he's like the first person kicked off because the dude can't draw worth a shit. Comic books banned me over Ed Piskor, receipts included. Yeah, this guy. Apparently, I'm not doing this to rule up a mob. I'm doing this for accountability and transparency, for everyone is free to draw their own conclusions. When the accusations first dropped, discussion was obviously rampant. I made a post saying that I was giving him a lot of grace and hoping that Ed would be able to recover and atone if he's done anything wrong. I made clear the texts weren't a good look and he needed to be accountable for that, something that hasn't really changed. I was permanently banned for this comment, and I was asked why they called him a groomer and claimed that saying positive things about groomers is against the rules. I contested this and was eventually gaslit, then muted for 28 days. 2 weeks later, Ed is dead. No, so today, after the mutants had been lifted, I messaged them again to see if they'd gain a better perspective. The community of the sub is pretty great overall. I've been a member for years, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, this guy, he was labeled guilty as soon as the accusations came out, according to this Reddit sub. And so this guy questioned it and said, hey, there should be a way out of this for him. It's not something that he couldn't have come back from, but even pointing that out or asking that question, like, could he come back from that? Oh, no, there's like no grace given to groomers. Okay. Oh, man. So we've gone through the X tweet. We've been there. Actually, I think we've been through just about all of this. Justice for Comics. Yeah, we did go through that. So yeah, that is Ramon Villalobos. Not a fan. Not a good guy. I will say that. And for some reason, this dude is out there in the industry using this as some acceptable artwork. I don't get it. I really don't understand how, like, I like the Punisher. Okay, why do you put a peace symbol on the Punisher, for one? And then it's almost like Lobo here, where he's like writing on his knee pads. Got the playing cards here. I don't understand what this strap is for. Does he have a backpack on? Is it just to hold things? Why is it in his armpit? The gun is off. This looks like something straight out of like 80s Scout comics, if you remember that series. Yeah. The weird perspective on the buildings. it's just I have so many questions about the industry right now. I've been out of it for 15, 20 years. Occasionally pop in when I see something cool on the shelf, or I check something out from the library because they tend to pick up trade paperbacks, and it's really the only way you can read comics these days anymore. I don't even have a comic shop in town. The last one that we did have in Cadillac was 2020 was when that closed. Never even got to visit it. Border Town is a comic about immigration and Latino identity, but it's mainly about monsters. So yeah, talking about how Border Town was canceled. Casey Jones, I think we already looked at that because that one was kind of off. Where's this one? He does like the same pose for all the chicks. They're always sitting. Yeah, here's some tattoos. I'm telling you, like, this is not... Even this mouse. I like the mouse. Like, stuff like this, I think, is good. But this is not what he's drawing for comics. And this Daredevil pisses me off. Is this like Detroit Daredevil? Like, why does the D look like it's for the Detroit Tigers? I don't get it. And as a boxer, like, you wouldn't have that bulky of arms. Very familiar with Daredevil. Nothing good has come out of Daredevil recently either, from my understanding. Like, if there was, they wouldn't be doing the Born Again series from what, the late 80s, early 90s? For the new Daredevil series that's going on Disney, and hopefully they don't turn that into woke shit. So yeah, this is Ramon in a nutshell, and God, let's talk about Ed Piskor's bully, Ramon Villalobos. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff out there about him. Apparently, him and DeCampi were bitching about this Red Room cover because it's a play on the comic book Mouse. And I think that's about it. Yeah, there's a lot of hate out there for these two right now. I hope it keeps going. I want to see them unemployed. I really do. You can't wish upon them what they're trying to... Yes, I can. These are the people that deserve it, not Ed. This culture is bullshit. If this is what they want, this is what they can get. Treat others how you want to be treated. Well, Ramon, yeah. It's time for you to get some of your own medicine. Like, your art is shit. Why are you employed? Seriously, I don't understand it. There's been so many great artists who have been trying to get in the comics and do their thing for 20 years now that I know of. Can't get jobs. And for some reason, this guy, and I'm guessing it's because he's a DEI hire, is getting work. I don't understand it. How does this guy get work? His artwork is at a high school level. Like, I saw better shit at the community college I went to. I drew better shit back in the day. It's insane. Like, now I feel like I should just be getting my drawing pad and table out and brushing the dust off, and like, wow, okay, if this guy can do it, holy shit. Like, why am I working these shit jobs? I could be drawing comics. But then again, I have to work with people like these two assholes. So, I don't know. And there's assholes in every industry. And how are we going to solve that? Well, that's going to be my next video. I got to go. This is Ramon Villalobos in a nutshell. I'm going to leave it up to you whether or not you want to buy his garbage comics. But keep in mind, this is one of the dudes listed in the last note written by Ed Piskor. uh, he is personally, in some way, in his own way, responsible for what happened to that man. And we shouldn't be forgetting about this. So, having said that, keep on typing.